New details tonight in a Spokane homicide investigation. What court documents reveal about the discovery of a woman's body inside an apartment closet.
We're in weather impact alert mode as triple-digit heat is possible tomorrow across parts of the inland northwest, as well as thunderstorms. Red flag warnings are going to be in effect for Thursday as well.
And Spokane City Council held its weekly meeting on a Wednesday for the first time in more than a century. We went there today to bring you the reason behind this historic change. Good evening. Thank you for joining us for the night report here on KREM 2 News. I'm Sydney Schofield. We do begin tonight with breaking news. Level 3 Go Now evacuations are in place right now in Boundary County and the Bonners Ferry area because of a new wildland fire. The evacuations are through the 3000 block of Turner Hill Road East, 2 Highway 95, as well as all side roads in that area. Not much is known about this fire at this time or the cause, but we'll certainly keep you updated as we continue to learn more. A new wildfire also broke out tonight in Lincoln County near Grand Coulee. The Plum Point fire is at 150 acres and growing, according to Washington State Patrol. The cause of the fire remains under investigation tonight, but there are no evacuations in place for this fire right now. Let's get to weather now. Meteorologist Michelle Boss is in our outdoor weather center keeping a close eye on conditions. We're under that weather impact alert. What do we need to know?
Yeah, I was just thinking about that fire in North Idaho, and there hasn't been any activity on radar for the last 6 hours, so don't think lightning would have been involved in that one, though we are monitoring the potential for dry lightning and thunderstorm activity over the next 24 to 36 hours, as well as some heat across the inland northwest, hottest temperatures we've seen all season. So the weather impact alert for elevated fire danger, that is tonight through Thursday night, looking at the possibility of thunderstorms through that period. Could get a little bit of rain with some of those thunderstorms, but the lightning is going to have way more impact than a few drops of rain as far as fire weather is concerned. Hot temperatures, highs in the 90s and even some low 100s. The good news is for right now, as far as wind, things are pretty calm out there, 5 miles an hour or less wind speed across the inland northwest, a little bit breezier in Moses Lake and Omak. We are looking at the potential for some gustier winds in association with any thunderstorms that move through, but not looking at widespread windy conditions. Still very toasty out there. 84 in Spokane, 79 in Coeur d'Alene. Still looking at upper 80s in Moses Lake. It is going to be a warm start to tomorrow, hot for tomorrow afternoon and evening, so heat advisories are in effect. Do include Spokane and Coeur d'Alene with highs in the middle and upper 90s expected here locally. 100s are not out of the question for central Washington. Red flag warnings have now been expanded to include Spokane. This is for all day Thursday due to the dry lightning potential and associated gusty winds with any of those isolated thunderstorms. Are watching a lot more activity now with lightning in south central Washington moving northward. Not sure how much of that will hold together, but it only takes one spark and then we'd have to worry about lightning sparked fires. A few lightning strikes in north central Washington earlier, but most of the activity right now is to our south and headed up this way for the next 12 hours. Again, any thunderstorm activity would be isolated in nature, otherwise mostly clear to partly cloudy skies. Hot tomorrow, upper 90s, and then keeping it hot through the rest of the week, though thunderstorm chances should dwindle, highs in the lower 90s Friday and Saturday.
After a week of investigation, new details are coming to light now following a suspicious death in the West Central neighborhood. KREM 2's Christian Garza spent hours looking into court documents for this case and brings us the latest tonight.
34-year-old Kristen Pirtle's body was found inside a closet underneath bloody clothes, blankets, and bags in one of these apartments right here behind me on Gardner Avenue. Tonight, police say they have arrested a person of interest.
An apartment complex right on Gardner Avenue is in the center of an investigation after 34-year-old Kristen Pirtle's body was found inside a closet earlier this month with severe cranial fractures to the back of the head. Current tenants in the building didn't want to talk on camera, but say they had to live with a smell they originally thought was a dead animal or garbage with rotting meat for almost a month. On the 8th, a cleanup service was sent to the apartment complex for an inspection with the landlord of the property. Documents show the inspector noticed a pungent smell unlike anything she has experienced before coming from a bedroom closet. When she opened it, she found a tarp in plastic bags covering unknown items. Documents go on to say she used her flashlight to get a better look behind the tarp inside, and that's when she says the closet was, quote, very wet with a discolored liquid. She says the baseboards of the closet that should have been white were now turned a burgundyish brown color and appeared to be blood. During the inspection, the tenant, now person of interest, said it was just dirty clothes under the tarp, doused in bleach because he, quote, couldn't afford to wash them. Documents showed the inspector told officers she couldn't move anything in the closet due to the company's policy. The document says she called police as soon as she left the apartment. Officers say following the inspection, they learned that the person of interest left the scene on a bike and had not been back. Spokane Police Department confirmed he was arrested and booked the next day on July 9th for pre-existing Department of Corrections warrants. The DOC sent us a statement saying the suspect is currently in DOC custody for failing to appear back in 2020. Hours after the initial call to law enforcement investigators and the medical examiner showed up on scene, that's when they found Pirtle's body with bloody clothes and blankets, as well as a metal spike or stake on top of her. Multiple items like cleaning supplies, an additional metal spike or stake from on top of the bed, and electronics were all taken as evidence from the scene. Pirtle's cause and manner of death are still being determined.
Police say at this time there is no active threat to the community and that an investigation is still underway. In Spokane, Christian Garza, KREM 2 News.
The Spokane County Sheriff's Office is investigating after a body was found in the waters of Medical Lake. Deputies responded around 2 p.m. yesterday after a caller reported seeing what they believed was a body. Major crimes detectives, the Sheriff's Forensics Unit, and the Emergency Operations Dive Team all responded to recover this person. Investigators say initial information indicates the death doesn't appear to be the result of a criminal act. There's no known threat to the public. The person's identity has not yet been released, but the investigation remains ongoing tonight. And new tonight, an Eastern Washington man admitted today to threatening a student loan servicing company CEO in an email. According to federal court records, 36-year-old Andrew Watson sent quote, forgive all student loans or we will come for you, deny, delay, depose. He sent that email 6 days after the deadly shooting of healthcare CEO Brian Thompson in New York, where police found shell casings with those same words, deny, delay, depose. Now, Watson pleaded guilty to 1 count of interstate transmission of a threat in Nebraska federal court. His sentencing is scheduled for October 14th. Tomorrow marks 1 year since Sarah Doxey was killed by a vehicle while on her morning run in Spokane. Now her friends are holding a 5-mile run in her honor. They're calling it 5 Miles at 5. It starts on the west corner of Manitou Boulevard and 22nd Avenue. We'll follow that route that Sarah took that morning when she was killed. Anyone who would like to participate is encouraged to get involved. Our crews will be there tomorrow too to capture this, and we'll have coverage tomorrow as well on Up with KREM. Daybreak Youth Services is taking the Washington State Department of Health and other state agencies to federal court. They say the state agencies conspired to penalize the nonprofit for upholding federal patient privacy laws. This all stems from a 2022 investigation that accused one of its former counselors of an inappropriate sexual relationship with a minor female patient. The case was dismissed by a Spokane County Superior Judge in 2025. The complaint claims that during the investigation, state officials retaliated and used emergency actions to shut down Daybreak facilities in 2023. The complaint argues the closures left hundreds of employees without jobs and eliminated treatment options for Medicaid-dependent youth across Washington. Today was the first day that Spokane's City Council met on Wednesday instead of Monday. The council says it's meant to increase community participation and make things more convenient for city employees. KREM 2's Caitlin Galloway was at that meeting today and brings us the latest. Caitlin?
Well, City Council's move from Monday to Wednesday is meant to increase participation, and those who attended tonight's meeting say they're grateful for the change.
Our inaugural Wednesday night meeting.
Part of the reason City Council shifted their meeting day is to encourage more public participation, and tonight's attendees appreciated the change.
I mean, I think it's good. There are a lot of people that come to the council meetings like in a professional capacity, and if it's held on Mondays, federal holidays often fall in those, which means it's your normal day off, and so you're either coming in on your normal day off or you're missing it.
The meetings also have a slightly different format, including time for express testimony at the beginning of the meeting, which allows speakers 3 minutes to talk about any item on the council's agenda. One speaker says this is yet another way the council is making it easier for people to participate.
I really appreciate it. Truly a shining model towards the county for your accessibility.
The council voted on a variety of ordinances and heard testimony on several more, including the renter's right to cooling ordinance. Patton says any opportunity to share opinions with government officials is a positive thing.
I mean, that's what our government is built on, right? The city council is local government, and this is one of the best. They're voting on things that affect you directly every day, unlike, some federal legislation and stuff. And it's the best way for you to be able to voice your opinion as a person that lives in Spokane.
We are adjourned. Thank you all.
Council meetings will remain on Wednesdays in the future. In the newsroom, Caitlin Galloway, KREM 2 News.
Caitlin, thank you. Stay with us. More to come tonight. A health warning for Idahoans. Why officials are urging people to avoid some fresh produce as a parasite outbreak spreads to the Gem State. We've got that story in just 90 seconds.